Biden's going to be in Texas, and he has been in Texas, and he's going to come through Georgia here. So there's Joe. He's in Texas. Why can they not create a crowd? Why? Why could Joe Biden not create a crowd? Now, this guy is 76, and I'm not saying I got anything against it. Just go to number 13 for a minute, okay? And now in South Carolina, Joe Biden is at 37%. The next person is Bernie Sanders at 10. Now 32% say they're not sure yet. But the only black guy in the race is Cory Booker. And there's something bad wrong that Cory Booker cannot break through with the black Democrats in South Carolina, and they like this 76-year-old pasty old white man. Folks, it is not true. This is a very clear evidence. It's not shocking the media lies, but it's very clear evidence how this media is trying to help create the candidate and help the Democrats pull off one of the biggest hoaxes. Now wait a minute. I understand there's a new one in town. The last hoax is the Russian collusion, obviously. We understand that. I'm not trying to change that. When I say biggest hoax, right now this is a big, all right, this is one of the biggest hoax playing recently, the newest movie for Democrats, the Democrat voters. You have been lied to. When will these candidates break? When will one of these candidates have the nerve? And let me ask you this, because everybody is kissing you-know-whose ass. Wow. Okay. Let me ask you this. We'll stay with Joe Biden. This is the subject. Now, this guy right here, what's his name? Representative number 24, right? Congressman stands by call to impeach Trump. Is his name Representative Amash? Is that his name? We'll get back to him. But the Democrats are all excited over this guy right now. All excited over him. Go back to 13. Because why? He is the lone Republican. The lone Republican that has come out and said, what? Has come out and said, hey, I think Donald J. Trump, with the Mueller report, which I read, obstructed justice and actually has committed the crimes that would call for him to be impeached. Oh, they're cheering away. Okay, they're cheering this guy. Democrats are cheering this guy. This is their new hero. He did a town hall. We'll get into that. And this is their new hero. My question is, Democrats, when are one of the 22 here? When is somebody going to break and say, I am a Democrat? Okay? Now, maybe Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has done that, and I'm just not reading the tea leaves. Maybe she did that. But when will one of these candidates actually break and say, you know, the DNC promised us. You remember Jim Webb, okay? Jim Webb of Virginia. Look it up when you get a minute. He ran last time and dropped out. And when he did interviews, he was straight. He was straight up. He said the Democrat Party has no interest. It is, I mean, not to quote him, but he just came right out and told the American people, Jim Webb, you don't know about it because he exposed the corruption and went on the networks to tell the networks the corruption in the Democrat Party. You can look it up, Jim Webb, Democrat Party, corruption, whatever, or rigged election, whatever it may be. And he got no airtime whatsoever. Yeah, exactly. I think a respected senator from Virginia, although he's Democrat, respected in the, I think he was in the Navy. But no, he got no airtime because he went and told the truth on the Democrats. When will one of these break and say, after Hillary Clinton, we were supposed to get a new Democrat Party where we all had an opportunity, but Joe Biden is the setup. All right, number one, the crime bill. 1994, okay? So in 1994, number one, the crime bill. Now, why is the crime bill becoming a big issue? There is Bill Clinton and Joe Biden. I wonder if Joe Biden is saying, Bill, this is a big effing deal. I wonder that, right? But there's Joe Biden and Bill Clinton. So in 1994, Bill Clinton wanted to look tough on crime, okay? And there's all, how come the media does not show a picture of this and say, right, when anything they do with Trump, why did the media not show a picture of this anywhere and say, look at all the white men behind Bill Clinton? Why not? If this was Trump signing a crime bill, okay, there would be media all over. Every time it's abortion, 8 white men, 6 white men. White men did this today. How come on this day, on this picture, no media ran, Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill with a bunch of white people behind him? They wanted the police unions, the law enforcement unions in this country. They wanted you to think they were tough on crime. I don't know if I can channel my Bill Clinton. Joe, all we got to do, Joe, is we got to sign this bill, Joe. We sign this bill. All we got to do, we just go through the inner cities and we find these black young men that's selling cigarettes. That's it. They just sell cigarettes on the corner. We throw them in jail, Joe. We will pack these jails all across this country. These young black boys, they ain't voting for us. Nobody's going to miss these young black boys, Joe. Ain't nobody. We going to sign this crime bill. It's going to be good for all of us. Exactly. It's not my best day, so I'll try it again later. But there you go. Bill Clinton said, man, this crime bill is going to be good for all of us. You watch and see. Hillary likes it. Joe Biden likes it. There's Richard Gephardt. Can't miss him. Throw these black young men in prison. Record black male incarceration in this country from 1994. The voting bloc of Jesse Jackson. The voting bloc of Al Sharpton, as they supported in 1994 the biggest roundup, and that's exactly what it was in this country. They went through the cities and they picked enormous numbers of black males and incarcerated them. You do the research, okay? Trump, and all they did that for in 1994, it's a long list. If you look, there's an article here. And when I look things up, I like to go to the article that is not all the way back. Like this one's 2014. So on NPR, in September 12, 2014, they weren't anticipating Joe Biden and Donald Trump when they wrote this. 20 years later, parts of major crime bill viewed as terrible mistake. 20 years ago this week, the 1994 then President Bill Clinton signed a crime bill. It was in effect a long-term experiment in various ways to fight crime. The measure paid to put more cops on the beat, train police and lawyers to investigate domestic violence, imposing tougher prison sentence, and providing money for extra prisons. Okay? Clinton described his motivation to pass the 1994 Violent Crime Control Act. All right, in stark terms. Gangs and drugs have taken over our streets and undermined our schools, he said. Every day we read about someone else who has literally gotten away with murder. All right? Now, the crime bill, if you go on, these days, Jeremy Travis, a president of the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, but 20 years ago, he attended the signing ceremony for the crime bill and joined the Clinton Justice Department. Here's the federal government coming in and saving, we'll give you money if you punish people more severely. And 28 states in the District of Columbia followed the money and enacted stricter sentencing laws for violent offenders. Now, we will, anytime a state or anyone gets offered more money, then all they got to do is go through these inner cities and incarcerate these young black males. Now, I know this is going to upset some people, and that's just the way it goes. This is what happens in your school system, okay? The more students, the better the attendance, okay? No dropout rate, the higher the graduation level. All these factors go into a report, and you get more money, right? The same with the crime bill. There's so many things. You just start here. There's so many things. You got money, so you had to follow the money, and you go in these cities, and you round these young black men up, incarcerate them, and then you send the statistics. Now, look, I am not taking up for gangs. I am not taking up for any young black male that illegally has a gun that kills somebody. I am not taking up for anyone in any way whatsoever. But Democrats created these filthy, nasty, smelly cities. While we're on this, every city in America has designated their safe zone, and they've gone in and revitalized it. Oh, yes. And that's the part of the city they show America, is the area that's been revitalized with all the Starbucks and the fancy restaurants and hotels, whatever. They've revitalized areas. They don't show you the filth, the San Francisco, the urine running down the streets, the odor, the smell on the buses. They don't show you the decay, the filthy, nasty decay that they have developed that's called our cities today. Nasty cities. Flat out. Gross. Disgusting. Democrats have been in control. And to get that government money, they will do anything, these states and cities. And when this 1994 crime bill went in place, they all got in line to get money, right? It brought, all right, the measure paid to put more cops on the beat, trained police, and lawyers to investigate. Imposed tougher prison sentences and provided money for extra prisons. You didn't need extra prisons if you didn't have anybody to put in there. I could just go on and on and on. What a disaster this crime bill has been for the young black males in America that got rounded up and incarcerated, so that cities that didn't care, governments that did not, local governments that did not care, states that did not care, just wanted Bill Clinton to send them money. So they just round up, put them in jail. Guess what happened? This has the Democrats scared to death. You have to be listening. They are scared to death. Because I'm going to get to the point here. Trump just did criminal justice reform. Remember those black people that Trump let out? You remember when Kim Kardashian went to the White House and next thing you know, you don't think any of those black people that Trump let out of jail might make a commercial? I was incarcerated by Bill Clinton. Donald Trump made me a free man. Criminal justice reform, they are scared to death, and I'm going to explain why. I built that up. I don't have any more time. Joe Biden is a nervous wreck. Democrats are a nervous wreck. They're trying to go after, media is doing opposition research now on Trump. They're going after his I forget what year, that he was on Larry King and the Central Park 5 or whatever. Some statements that Trump made. They're trying everything to do opposition research because they're scared to death of what's about to happen. And I'm going to tell you what's about to happen, so stay with me after the other side of this message here.